People will take balls, balls will be lost always, little boy. Now here the poet is talking to the boy who is not responding to him. So we can see that he is talking to him in his thoughts only. So this kind of device is called apostrophe. Apostrophe has been used here. So people will take balls, balls will be lost always. People have the tendency of collecting things, you know, having possessions in their lives, but they get lost always. This is a fact which this little boy should understand as soon as possible. That's what the poet wants. Balls symbolize our loved ones also. So people have relationships, but balls will be lost always. That means we lose our loved ones for several reasons. Sometimes because of death we lose them. Sometimes the relationship you know, gets broken, or any reason like that. So these are prized possessions. These get lost always. So such losses do occur in the form in our lives. So that should be understood by this little boy. And no one buys a ball back. Money is external. Even money cannot buy a ball back. Same ball cannot be bought back or brought back by money or anyone. Once it is gone forever. So such losses sometimes happen in our lives, and that he should learn, and that is a part of growing up also. He is learning well behind his desperate eyes. He is learning this fact. He's started to learn slowly that such losses do occur. The ultimate truth of life is that losses occur in the form of worldly materials or loss of relationships with our loved ones. So he is now beginning to understand this. Well behind his desperate eyes. His eyes are desperate. Eyes are showing the emotions of his heart. So here in desperate eyes, transferred epithet literary device has been used because he is desperate. The boy is desperate. But what is shown here? How is it written? Eyes. Desperate eyes. The poet has written desperate eyes. But actually, who is desperate? The boy. Eyes are just showing that emotion. So this is called transferred epithet when the adjective is defining some other noun instead of the noun which it should describe. The meaning is something else. Like desperate, the boy is desperate, not the eyes. Eyes are just showing the emotions of the boy. The epistemology of loss. Now he is slowly understanding, though he is desperate, but he is now slowly understanding the epistemology of loss. Epistemology means nature of loss. What it means to lose something. So he is now understanding that how it feels to lose something. And how he should be responsible towards such things. Or how he should be responsible towards his loved ones. How to stand up knowing what every man must one day know. And most know many days how to stand up. And he is now understanding that how to move on, how to stand up. How to move on in life despite of all losses. Many a times, lost things never come back. Money can't buy them either. So one has to become strong enough to accept the reality and become more responsible and more answerable to the relationships with their loved ones, or should be more responsible to their possessions. So this is epistemology of loss, which he is started to understand. He is learning to stand up. He's learning to, face the miseries of life. He's learning to understand and, to become strong, to face the conflicts which are occurring in the life. And most know many days how to stand up. And most people learn like this, how to stand up, how to move on in life with the losses, how to stand up, how to bear the responsibilities, and if a loss occurs, then how to accept it and move on in life. So in this poem, the ball symbolizes our family or friends whom we love, and the loss of the ball symbolizes their death or maybe distorted relationships. So as we grow older, we learn to cope with the losses. So that is what the poet wants everybody to understand, that death or any kind of loss may grieve us or cause us to feel depressed, desperate. But sooner or later we have to overcome such feelings and start living our normal lives again. And at the same time, we should be very responsible towards our prized possessions or towards our loved ones, so that such loss doesn't occur. The poem is dealing with the theme of loss and its acceptance, and it is set in a very somber tone, which is gloomy and sad tone. Then there are few literary devices being used here, so I will just go through them one by one. One is this word what is getting repeated in the next line. When this kind of thing happens, it is called anaphora. ANAPHORA. Anaphora poetic device has been used here. In the same manner, if you see merrily is getting repeated in the next line, it is again an example of anaphora. Now, this word what is getting repeated in the same line. What? This is called repetition. Same thing you will find here also. Balls. Getting repeated in the same line, so repetition. Then you can see in this first line, the vowel sound of O is getting repeated in the neighboring words. So it is called assonance. I have explained you this in the previous poem. When the sound of vowel gets repeated in the neighboring words, it is called assonance. So here O is getting repeated, the sound of O. Alright. Then here you can see personification is done. Merrily bouncing. Ball cannot be happy, but here it is shown as if it is merrily jumping up and down the street. So that shows that personification device has been used here. Along with it, in the first few lines, you can see imagery has been drawn. That means when you read these lines, the images develop in your brain. How the boy was standing and had what could be his reaction, and the ball bouncing down the street into the water. So that is called imagery. Okay. Now come down here. All his young days into the harbor. Here, young days that means childhood, has been compared to the ball. That means ball has gone into the water. That means he has lost his childhood also. That means he is now, that feeling of infancy has gone. He is now understanding hard facts of life. Okay, he's understanding the loss, the nature of loss. So here, in young days, metaphor has been used. Okay, so ball has been taken as childhood. So metaphor has been used here. That comparison has been drawn. Then come down here. Buys a ball back. B. You can see the first letter of the sentence here, from here to here. Initial letter. The sound of it is getting repeated. It is called alliteration. So you can see alliteration here. Then you can see here, he is learning well behind. The sound of E is getting repeated in between the words, in the neighboring words. That is again assonance. Then here, little boy, apostrophe, poetic device which I explained to you also, has been used. Apostrophe, that is, poet addresses his poem to an absent audience. In his poem, he is addressing to an absent audience. That means somebody who is absent there, who is not responding to him. So that is called apostrophe. Now, desperate eyes, this is transferred epithet. Eyes are not sad. The boy is. Eyes are just, showing, reflecting the emotions of the boy. So who is desperate? The boy. So this adjective has transferred from boy to eyes. Okay, so noun should be what? Desperate boy. But noun here has been used as eyes by the poet to bring a different feel. So this kind of device is called transferred epithet. So these are some literary devices used in this poem. So you have to note them down in your notebook and learn them well. Ball is used here as a symbol of things we love or the loved ones. So symbolism has also been used here. So it is also one of the poetic devices. And in the whole poem, you will see there is no rhyme scheme. Okay, so it is written in blank verse.